Michelle Glass here. Welcome back to another episode in our Chapter 5, Lecture 5 series. Our topic for this video are chemical reactions. There are two different types of chemical reactions. We have what is called the exergonic reaction. This is a reaction that's going to actually release energy. Often I think about this as energy in the form of heat. If you've used hot hands before, you've been holding an exergonic reaction in your hands, and that's actually what's causing that hot hand to get hot. So you have to sort of squeeze it to activate it, and once you do that, you get that generation of heat. That is an exergonic reaction. Or if you've ever played with glow sticks and you have to break those and mixing your different reactants together, and in that case it doesn't give off a bunch of heat, but it does give off energy in the form of light. So even though I've written here exergonic is a release of heat, really it's a release of energy. And the opposite of this would be an endergonic reaction. So rather than giving off energy or giving off heat, endergonic reactions are going to absorb energy, require energy, absorb heat. So you might actually feel it if you're mixing up the reagents in a test tube. The test tube will actually become cold to your hand. If you've used an instant cold pack, that would be having an endergonic reaction inside. Now when we talk about chemical reactions in the cell, we talk about these as metabolism. So this term metabolism refers to all of the chemical reactions occurring inside of the cell. And so of course some of these are endergonic and some of these are exergonic. Now we really talk about metabolism as fitting into one of two categories. I've introduced these terms to you before. So we can divide metabolism down into catabolism or breakdown reactions, and anabolism or synthesis reactions. And we see that these are coupled together in the body, meaning that they go hand in hand. Catabolism reactions are typically exergonic, so that means they're releasing energy, and that energy then is often used for anabolic reactions, which are typically endergonic. So let's see one example of this energy coupling. Here we're looking at our ATP molecule, which we know is our energy molecule for the cell. ATP is of course standing for adenosine triphosphate, which I've drawn for you here. Now look at your three phosphate groups. Notice how they have negative charges, which are being held close together. So we know opposite charges attract and like charges repel. So they want to get away from each other, but they're not allowed. So that's why this is considered a high energy bond. If you break down ATP into an adenine diphosphate or ADP, you're going to get a big release of energy. So when you allow that phosphate group to break off, energy is released for work in the cell. And so this would be considered an exergonic reaction. This hydrolysis of ATP is often coupled with endergonic reactions in order to fuel those reactions in the body. We talk about that as phosphorylation. So we have these two reactions occurring together where we see ATP is broken down, that phosphate gets added onto one of our reactants, hence the name phosphorylation, addition of a phosphate. This then is going to provide us with the energy necessary to pull the A and the B, the two reactants together for our product. And there we get at the end our ADP and our phosphate group also given off. So this helps us to know that reactions that are requiring ATP are endergonic reactions. The ATP, hydrolysis of the ATP, is the exergonic, and so we see this example of energy coupling. We also see that ATP is working by phosphorylating our molecule. All right, so that is it for now.